Great Smoky Mountain is the most visited national park, but in some ways the least well known. It's most visited because it's in the eastern part of the United States, close to the major population centers, and it's also a place where people drive through it. But it is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful park, and it represents the attempt to save the last wildwoods of the Appalachian and the eastern United States. There are two great hikes to little waterfalls, Indian Creek and Tom's Branch, that are really wonderful and worth it. I could read a quote from Horace Kephart about the Smoky Mountains. He devoted his life to saving the mountains and creating the park. He said, "The dreamy blue haze that ever hovers over the mountains softens all outlines, lends a mirage-like effect of great distance to objects that are but a few miles off, while those farther removed grow more and more intangible, until finally the skyline blends with the sky itself." Boom, done. That's vanishing point. You can vanish in the Great Smokies, and that's what it is. It's about, I think most of the national parks are about losing yourself, losing the busy life. You know, we call ourselves human beings, but we're really human doings. And the national parks allow us to reconnect to something more essential and elemental. It used to be said that a squirrel could go from the Atlantic Ocean to the Mississippi River without once touching ground, that there was that much dense cover, forest cover. That's not true anymore. But the Smokies Mountain, the impulse to save it was to save the last of the old-growth forests. It's also a place in which the creation of the park forced the removal of existing towns. And so there's a great human story to this, the great human story of the Appalachian people, Cherokee Indians and old Scotch-Irish and sort of refugees from the old Confederacy who had to be uprooted and transplanted. And you can find the little Greenbrier School that's still standing there, and you can take hikes to Little Falls. They're not spectacular in the sense that Yosemite is spectacular or Yellowstone Falls is spectacular, but they have a kind of intimacy that all you need to do is park and get off the many, many roads of this large park and see that blue mountain haze that is part of this beautiful mythological place. So much of American music, country music, so much of our songs and our stories come from the mythology of Great Smoky, and we wouldn't have them. They would have sort of trickled out and died had not we saved this beautiful place.